Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Friendly Fire, your friendly rival fantasy football sports betting show. I'm Justin Stevens. I'm here with my guy Nate, and we just got through watching the kickoff to the 2023 NFL season, the game between the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. Nate, did that game turn out kind of like what you expected?
Yeah, I thought it'd be a good game. I didn't know. I thought both of those fourth down, when they went for on fourth down, even when the Lions went for it, I thought that was a bad decision. I thought that really bite him in the rear end. And then when the Chiefs went for it, like 4th and 20, I'm not sure what they were doing. Tommy
Yeah.
Townsend's a really good punter. It didn't even matter because Montgomery was able to get a first down there. But yeah, it was a great game. It was fun to watch. I think the Chiefs are in trouble. Their offensive line it didn't play well. I guess I just don't know if it gets. I mean, I know it's week 1, and the Lions have a good pass rush, but they didn't look very good.
Well, for what it's worth, Noah Gray, they say, is actually a better blocker than Travis Kelce, and that's why they run a lot of 2 tight end sets when Kelce's out there, because he helps with that offensive line need. So they had to utilize him more in the passing game tonight without Kelce being there.
Kelce's not a very good blocker anyways, though. He's more like he's not like Kyle Pitts style tight end, but like he's a big, I don't know. I'm trying to think, but like, I don't know. Their tackles look like they struggle. That left tackle, I just forgot his name, but he had a lot of penalties last year. So yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
But yeah, I know he's not a very good blocker. That's what I'm getting at. Without him being there, their tight ends that were better blockers had to go out on routes, so they lost that blocking support. No, I mean, incredible game for the Lions. If they don't fumble down at the 10-yard line, Marvin Jones there. I mean, who knows what that game, because they ended up, the Chiefs got a field goal on that next drive. That was potentially a 10-point swing. I mean, actually, or maybe even if they held them to a field goal, it's still a 6-point swing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pretty impressive though. So I kind of like what I saw from Jared Goff too. Like, I know he overthrew several times and missed his guy a lot. You kind of expect that with Jared Goff, but I mean, for fantasy purposes, if they're not playing the Chiefs every week, they've got a really good shot at running the table on several of the lesser teams. So
yeah, definitely. I think that offensive line is very, very good, and Jared Goff is not good when he's under pressure, but he shouldn't be under pressure a lot with that offensive line. So he'll probably have a solid season, and like I said, they looked really good.
Yeah, so guys, we want to talk about Rival Fantasy here in just a moment. We're going to talk about the season-long platform that they just started up. Some great news coming down the pipeline for the season-long platform. But before we get rolling here, joinrival.com/titletribe. Join Rival is pretty much what this entire show is about. You guys are about to see some bets that I made with Iceman earlier today. We're going to see some bingo boards that Nate and I both put together. I put together an all Thursday night football one just to show you guys. And now it looks like it's probably not going to be updated until the week is over. But hey, it's all right. It was still fun. We can still take a look. But that's joinrival.com/titletribe. And when you make your first deposit of up to $200, they're going to match it. So you deposit $200, you're going to get $400. Plus, they give you an additional $25 just for using that link right there above Nate's head, joinrival.com/titletribe. Also, super excited about our new affiliate, Nate. We have a new affiliate, Trophy Smack.
I put my belt on there. You couldn't see it, but yeah, I'm doing.
Yeah, I actually ordered the championship belt for my Champions League for my home league. So
nice.
It's pretty sweet. I can't wait for it to come in, but it looks sweet online anyway. But I'm in the Champions League this year, so I'm really hoping I can win it. I didn't have the best draft. It was an 8-team draft, and I was drafting out of the 4 spot. It was just kind of an awkward, weird draft. I wasn't really ready for it, but that's on me. Anyway, that affiliate, though, it's trophysmack.com/titletribe. So actually, I'm going to type it in here, down here at the bottom, because I forgot to do it before the show.
Yeah, they make a ton of great stuff. And they have, like, I've been on their site. I hadn't been on this year, but before, they have like cheap options too, like where, you don't got to spend a ton of money, to have something cool for your league too. And I think that's pretty awesome in my opinion, because not every league wants to spend, I'm not sure how much your belt was, but, a ton of money, but it's nice to have like a trophy or something they can, pass around year to year. So, a ton of great options for Trophy Smack for sure.
Yeah, the belt was $180.
Yeah.
Like for for the belt that it is, and especially for what we're using it for. So the way we do it, the champion or like the winner that got the number 1 seed in the regular season or the champion of the league gets a bid into the Champions League, and then we keep going until we have 8 people in the Champions League out of our 12 from our home league. When the champion wins that belt this year, they're going to get to hold it for several years before we're able to fill that Champions League again. So I mean, we're definitely gonna get our money's worth out of it. But that link is down there, trophysmack.com/title tribe. Oh wait, I said /toilets to titles. It's /title tribe. Man, I am messing this all up tonight. But anyway, if you are a Patreon and you are in one of our rival leagues and you win that rival league and you're one of the top 5 teams in number of transactions, trades, waivers, what have you, then I'm actually going to be purchasing you a ring from Trophy Smack. So that's something to look forward to. So if you're in one of those leagues, you're a Patreon. If you're in one of those leagues right now and you're not a Patreon, go ahead and fix that real quick. And
Yep.
as long as it's soon, I'll still honor that. Even if it's like just a few weeks into the season, I'll probably still honor it. But yeah, so Nate, we're going to talk about the season-long leagues. Were you able to get into? I know you're in at least one season-long league because you started one. Is that the only one you were able to get into?
Yeah, I tried to get another one rounded up, and I got a little fed up this morning. I had something else going on. It was kind of ruining my day. And then I was like, well, there's football tonight, so I'm happy again. But I kind of gave up on my league I was working on. So, but we got one. It'll be great anyways. So.
All right, I fixed it. It's down there, trophysmack.com/title tribe. It's also that link right there above Nate's head again. So I was fortunate enough to be able to get into a couple of these different leagues because other leagues, like not Toilets to Titles leagues, were trying to fill those season-long leagues, and they had the drawing tonight for any of the leagues that might be $1,000 payout leagues. And luckily, one of those leagues that I'm in is a $1,000 payout league. Unfortunately, it's not a Toilets to Titles one, but I like our odds to get some $500 payout ones in the next round. But I want to go over the bingo boards real quick, but mostly we're going to talk about the season-long platform and what it looks like now. But this was just a quick bingo board that I played just all Thursday night football. I'm going to hit refresh just in case they update it, and they did not. So I did all Thursday night football, hoping that it would generate and we could show you tonight when we record. But essentially, I set whatever lineup I want to, DFS style, but without any salary cap. And then I get all my achievements over here after I set that lineup. So one of my achievements is a wide receiver that gets greater than 3 touchdowns. Guys, that doesn't happen very often. So there are some really tough ones on here. You can't have all easy ones, and then everybody would win, and then nobody wins any big money. But there are some, like a running back that gets 1 fumble. I don't think there was one tonight, but we had a wide receiver get a fumble. That could have been an achievement as well. There are some I got, like my kicker getting 2 field goals. There was greater than 10 rushing attempts by my running back. I had David Montgomery. He had 24 rushing attempts. So, I mean, there's several of them out there that are easier to get. But ultimately, like I said, I won, I think it was like $10 on one of these bingo cards for Major League Baseball, and I didn't even know the players. I just randomly guessed and randomly pulled up a card. So not really a whole lot of strategy involved in this one. Did you do a bingo card at all for this up and coming week?
I just made one for the weekend. And like you said, it's kind of fun. You can just pick like the best guys. And I'm kind of going to test something out because I want to know, with your bingo card, it's like, is it worth it? Do I need to just put in like, the best of the best, or like, is it maybe a good idea to not always have like a top tier guy? You know what I mean? So I'm going to make another one. I don't know if I'll do it tonight or not. But I'll let you guys know definitely next week. I'll do one that's not. Obviously, I'm not going to put guys that aren't going to play, but you know what I mean. Like
Right.
like wide receiver 2s and 3s, and things like that, and see what it does. Because there's so many different squares. And so we'll see. I hope Trevor Lawrence doesn't fumble against you guys because I got him in a lot of leagues. But if he does, I guess I get the square. But we'll see.
Up here to the top left, I'm going to click on the Rival Fantasy logo that takes you to all your social bets. So Iceman and I got a little carried away with some social bets because I was really big on what Noah Gray was going to do today. So Noah Gray ended up with 36 yards and 3 catches. So that's 6.6 fantasy points. This still shows his projected here, but he ended up with 6.6 fantasy points. All of these bets are me taking Noah Gray and Iceman taking a totally different tight end. So I'm going to ask you, Nate, for each one of these, do you think that this tight end scores higher or lower than Noah Gray's 6.6 PPR points? And we're going to start with Logan Thomas.
Yes.
He scores more?
Yeah, I think we talked about it a lot last night on Total Styles After Dark, that we think that the Commanders are just going to beat the heck out of the Cardinals. And I think Logan Thomas is going to be a vital part of that. I don't know if I didn't look yet if McLaurin's playing or not. If he doesn't,
he's back at practice. It looks
was he
like.
back?
Yep.
I mean, I think regardless, I think Logan Thomas will have a pretty good day. But
fair enough.
I think it'll be close. I guess. I don't know. Now this one, I see who's coming up here, and I'm sorry that this is like one of my favorite guys for this weekend.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The way the whole argument started was I was trying to tell the people in our Gilded chat, which you want to get in on that. We have over 240 people now in the Gilded chat, and the Gilded chat's always popping with stuff like this. And everybody was asking about streamable tight ends with Kelsey being out and before the game tonight. And I was like, guys, Noah Gray is streamable. He's a very streamable tight end in that offense. And so they started throwing out Iceman threw out a whole list of a bunch of names, and I just told them that I would throw down bets against him on these. I saw Juwan Johnson was in there, but here's the thing: Juwan Johnson isn't streamable because he's not a free.
He's owned everywhere
in a lot of leagues. Yeah, so
I feel like I drafted him in I don't know, not super late. I mean, not it was probably the 11th or 12th round or something, but he was the guy I was targeting in drafts. He's not a streamable guy.
He's the only tight end I have in one league because I'm that confident in him. But here's the thing, the other 4 tight ends that he named off really were bad tight ends. So I went ahead and accepted, and I sent them all because it was in that list. But
Logan Thomas could definitely go either way. I said, I'm not I don't know. Was it 2 years ago? He was hurt last year, I think. So the year before, he had a pretty big season. So I don't know. We'll see with Eric Bieniemy if he's going to try to make him like Travis Kelce. I mean, obviously that isn't possible, but you know what I mean.
Well, coming from a pessimistic guy with no luck in gambling, I'm going to call this 0-2 for now.
Okay.
Hunter Henry.
I think he'll be 1-2 on this one. Hunter Henry's been such a disappointment. I think the Patriots offense will be better with Billy O'Brien. I think they're going to play a little better. But I don't know. It seems like he's just so hard. It seems like leaves a lot to desire. I like Noah Gray on this one.
And don't they have Mike Gesicki there in New England?
Yes.
They do for sure. I got that right. Okay. I thought they did. So, I mean, there's, competition right out the gate too. So,
yes.
Not that Mike Gesicki also hasn't been a big disappointment,
no.
but
and I could see the Patriots running the ball a lot to keep Jalen Hurts off the field.
Fair enough.
Which would help you out.
So I'm 1-2. Here's Noah Gray against Noah Fant.
So I think I still like Noah Gray here. I think the Seahawks beat the heck out of the Rams, but I don't know if Noah Fant's maybe a couple catches, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not. I think I took him in the last round of Frankenstein, maybe just because I was like, maybe I'll get a second tight end with basically zero expectations because he's pretty much been like that for his entire career.
Yeah, he doesn't have much competition there. He does have Will Dissly and Colby Parkinson are the other 2 tight ends, and Dissly had that 2.5 month stretch where
Yeah.
he was really good.
I just
But
assume Gino's going to be throwing it to DK, Lockett, and JSN. So
yeah, that's fair. All right, so you're saying I'm 2-2 at this point.
Yep.
And then Tyler Conklin.
I don't think that's their number one tight end. I still like Noah Gray. I don't know, and we know well. I know very well that the tight end was never really utilized with Aaron Rodgers, especially when Nathaniel Hackett was there. I know we had a couple big seasons with Bob Tunyon, but I'm not a big tight end guy with Aaron Rodgers.
So the CJ Uzuma and
Yeah.
and Jeremy Ruckert are the other two tight ends there. So
I thought Uzama was like the number one tight end there. Is he not? Am I wrong?
not according to the depth chart.
No.
I mean, Conklin is talented enough in his own right. If he is utilized, I think he's definitely more than capable. But like you said, we don't know for sure if he's going to be utilized. But
I have a feeling it's a big Garrett Wilson kind of time.
All right, so you're saying I'm 3-2.
Yeah.
And then it looks like he accepted the other one because I was just going to throw down $1 bets, and he was throwing down $10 bets towards me with players that definitely were not streaming players. And I'm like, homie, I can't just throw away my whole pot. So I started throwing back $5 bets just to compromise. I was just going to do $1 just to prove a point. But
I'm with you. That's more my style. Some of these things, like I'm all about proving a point, but I'm not trying to bankrupt myself. I got a lot of gambling to do.
All right, let's try to knock this out in just about 4 minutes here. But we're going to go to the season-long platform to show you the platform here. The season-long platform.
That's my favorite team of yours, right there.
The number 5.
Yeah, Nate stinks.
Oh, Nate, yeah, Nate stinks Friday nights. Yeah. This is the league actually that you're the commission of here. So
yep.
So we're going to take a look at it. When you pull it up, you can go to whichever league you want to. So you click right there. You can look at your different leagues that you're in. Click on the one you want and start rolling. So under the league option off here to the right, you have an overview. This is showing, the records, season record, the standings. Then you can go to the matchup and see your matchups here. And I can go down here to mine. Where am I at?
You just passed it.
Oh, right here. I didn't have anybody playing here, so we'll take you went against somebody, so we'll click on yours, and this shows what the matchups look like. So Nate, you didn't have anybody going tonight. Your opponent got 8 points from Jahmyr Gibbs. Not bad. Yeah, his number one running back is getting 8 points. That's a pretty good start for you.
Yeah, I like that.
So you've got the projections are up here. What's going on with Christian Watson though? Is he going to play?
I don't think so. He'll be. I don't know. I feel like that's just like how fitting is it for our first trip to Soldier Field, and he's not going to play. So I'm just kind of keeping him in there in hopes that something will change. But I have about zero confidence in him playing.
So that means Elijah Moore.
Yep. Actually, I may drop him. I might drop somebody and get something different. See what's on the waiver wire, but
which is a part of the reason why you set this league up the way you did with only 4 bench spots, because you wanted that activity. So I think it's going to be a smart move.
Yeah, like I said, you and I were texting a little bit. It was like, well, we'll just do one quarterback, but I'm going to make it a short bench. That way, you're swapping in and out a lot, because it kind of makes things fun. And it's not where you got 6 or 8 bench spots and you don't ever drop a guy. So.
Right. All right, so after we're done with the overview, we can go back and look at the standings again. We can click here for transactions. It shows a history of all the transactions. I actually made a trade today on Rival, which was pretty awesome for me. You can look at my team. This is where you set your lineup. There's a lot of different ways to set your lineup, or 3 different ways. You can click on the player's face and then change it out, or move them to the bench, or even drop them there. You can come down here and click here and do the same thing as well. And I forget the third way, but yeah, just several different options here. This team's not super deep.
You putting Jamal Williams in there?
My starting lineup is pretty good though. No, I'm not going to put Jamal Williams in there.
Oh, I think you should.
I like J.K. Dobbins against Houston. James Cook, I think, is going to do well against the Jets.
I think so too. I see that's
Najee against San
yeah.
Francisco and Ramondre against Philly. So who am I gonna bench to put Jamal Williams in there?
The only one I would feel okay doing, I don't know if it'd be Cook or Dobbins. The only reason with Cook is because I'm not sure if he's going to be the guy. Because like last year, obviously his rookie year, kind of was like wasn't really sure. And Dobbins hasn't played, but I don't know. That's you and I kind of both have those problems because we draft the same way for our redraft leagues where we get. I think you and I both had like 6 running backs in round 7.
Yep.
So it's like we'll just figure out what we could do here and yeah. So it'd be a coin flip. I think, like I said, you're probably in the right place there, but I just think that the Saints are going to have their way with the Titans, and Jamal Williams will be a big part of that.
Then we can go over here to the players.
I'll send you a challenge actually for that here in a little bit.
There you go. I like it. I'll accept it. Click on the quarterbacks, the running backs. So you've got them all lined up here. Click on your wide receiver / running back here. So they've gotten it broken down into other categories, which is nice. And then, of course, your settings where you can go in and change your team name. If you're the commissioner, then these other options are open for you, but I'm not the commissioner of this one. And before we go, let's take a look at the trade I made earlier. I believe it was in this league. Yeah, so this league, this was actually Clock Dodgers League. This is our guy with Rival. And he asked me to fill in a spot, and then I completely spaced the draft. I got super busy, and I ended up being a total auto draft, which is horrible, but it was kind of karma because the night before I was in a draft with Neil, Clock Dodgers, and I had purposefully screwed over the auto drafter that was after me so that he was forced to get Kyler Murray as his only quarterback.
No, boy. I respect that. That's a good move.
I did it on purpose. Like I took a certain third. I don't even remember who the third quarterback was, but I took a certain third quarterback in the last round, knowing that the next best available quarterback he'd have to take would be Kyler.
I like this team, by the way.
What, this team?
Yeah. Your starting lineup looks good.
It's not a bad team, but let me tell you about this trade. I'm going to go up here to where was it? League transactions. All right, here it is. Here's the trade. I gave up Travis Kelce, and I got back Daniel Jones, DJ Moore, and Dalton Kincaid.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it looks like my high school report card with those 3 Ds, but hey, they pass. So
D's get degrees, buddy.
Right, that's right. But yeah, so I really like that trade because in this auto draft, it's super flex, and I was stuck with Matthew Stafford as my only quarterback. So not only do I have Dalton Kincaid, but I also was auto picked Dalton Schultz too. So I have the 2 Dalton twins.
Old Dutch.
So between Kincaid and Schultz, I should be able to be serviceable at the tight end position still. Who knows if he might miss another week or 2. And then I get DJ Moore, who I absolutely love this year. I've got a lot of shares of him, and then I get my flex quarterback. So I really like the trade overall. It's actually better than the one that I originally sent him. He countered with this. So
gotta love it. That like it so rarely happens that when it happens, it's like, is this right? You're looking like, oh, okay, I'm in. I like that. I like it more.
So the original trade I sent him was for Daniel Jones, and it was, I can tell you the 2 receivers, Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, because that I absolutely despise both of those wide receivers in any fantasy roster. I've never drafted them in my life, and I got stuck with them. So now I'm trying to trade them both off, but I was trying to trade them both for Daniel Jones, and he came back with that counter offer, which I think is even better.
Yeah. It stinks you have to have 2 guys that have like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league thrown to them, but
Yeah, I'll probably drop both of them by week 4 because nobody's going to want to trade for them. But
week 2.
Yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much all we have time for. But I'm glad you guys got to see the platform a little bit because I know not everybody is in a season-long league. So this will kind of help you prep for next season because, I feel like a lot of people are going to start switching over their home leagues to the rival format. Just as soon.
It's a great interface. I like, it's nice on the phone. But yeah, so whether I'm on my phone, iPad, computer, whatever, it's easy to use. And for me, that's nice. It's nice when there's not a lot going on, and it's easy to get through it and figure everything out. So,
right. Well, the good news is I sent that trade offer out to everybody in the league, Judy and Cortland Sutton, for their quarterback or a good player like Devonta Smith. And so since they weren't involved in that trade, I can leave all them out. But you guys can see just how much I hate these two guys. I'm willing to give up both of them for Chris Olave.
Well, hell, I'd give up those two and probably somebody else. But especially Judy, we don't know what's going on with him. But I think Chris Olave is in for a pretty good season.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. So this is actually going to drop on Saturday. Like I said, we just want to kind of show you the platform, show you some of our bets. And I feel like for next week, there will probably be a lot more bets between Nate and myself. If you're watching this and you want to send us a challenge, please feel free to send it. It doesn't mean we're going to accept all of them, but we're absolutely going to look at all of them and talk about them. And because I think maybe next week that's what we focus on. We'll focus on the rival challenges. So
I'll send you a few tonight or tomorrow. So,
well, we can wait until after the week for.
I got ones for this weekend because we're talking about.
Well,
Jamal Williams.
That's just for us, but
yeah.
But we'll have some ready for you guys for next week too. But
for sure.
All right, Nate, you got anything else?
Hey, we made it. Enjoy the weekend and have fun. Playing on Rival and watching your team hopefully kick some tail.
Right on. That's rival.com/titletribe and trophysmack.com/titletribe. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night.